Right, thank you. Tonight's graduates have been blessed with many gifts. However, they recognize that without the love and support of their parents and families, tonight's celebration would not be possible. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Abhinav and Mani, who would like to recognize all the wonderful parents of tonight's graduates.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? How long before we get there? Two questions that my parents most dreaded on the long car rides during our annual pilgrimage down south to Disneyland and Universal Studios. Knowing my classmates from Challenger, I presume that these questions are quite familiar to all the parents assembled here. Well, parents, it is now our turn to tell you. We're almost there, ready to take the exit ramp from the middle school expressway and head off into the great unknown, that is high school. How did we get here so fast? It seems like it was only yesterday that my friends and I got strapped in for this exhilarating, challenging, and fun ride in this incredible hot rod called Challenger. Now that the finish line for this journey looms large, I can tell you that none of us are sure how we feel about getting off this special ride. High school better be like Disneyland. As I look at my classmates, I realize I couldn't have asked for a better set of fellow passengers on this ride. I'm thankful to have been exposed to the incredible spectrum of cultural backgrounds, experiences, and thought processes that are associated with my classmates. This diversity has enriched my experience and broadened my understanding of the world. A case in point would be how much I learned about the Lunar New Year and the significance it holds across Asian cultures. And then learning about the existence of North Indians, South Indians, East Indians, West Indians. I honestly don't think I could have encountered this level of diversity, even if I had lived in India. Jokes apart, I think Challenger has instilled in my classmates an innate sense of respect and appreciation for all individuals, irrespective of their backgrounds. And I know I'm trotting the same beaten path as Rouge, but who can forget the wonderful drivers who took turns moving us forward on this journey? Mrs. Wong took us into the thickets of algebra and geometry, while Mr. Sheehy recently, and Mrs. Poikle before him, led our expeditions into the world of natural sciences. We will never forget the breathless excitement of plunging headfirst into history with Mrs. Schneider, and rapidly switching contexts in our minds between economics and Python with Mr. O'Connell, the forays into literature with Miss Moreno, and the explorations into the intricacies of speech, debate, and theater with Mr. Hart have added significant flavor and variety to our academic journey. Mr. Whitaker, we really appreciate how you whet our musical appetites during this journey. And of course, Mr. Helmer, true to his name, has helmed the controls effectively as generations of Challenger students navigated the complexities of the English language. And we were lucky to have him too. Last but definitely not least, the not-so-restful stops we had on the academic journey with Mr. Subris showed us the importance of being physically fit and healthy during this journey. Thank you to all our wonderful teachers who have been there for us from preschool. But as the journey draws to a close, we know that there are many paths and vehicles we could have taken to this destination. But dear parents, a big shout out to all of you. You made the decision to put your child in the Challenger Berryessa supercar. And that decision has shaped not only your children's lives, but also yours. You know what I'm talking about. Weekends began with the ritual review of the Friday folders. Christmas breaks have not been the same since third grade due to the looming science project deadlines. And admit it, you were not thrilled to hear your middle schooler correcting your grammar. I will forever remember the conversations I had with my parents about the use of the Oxford comma. They seriously don't believe that it should exist. But I'm sure all of you fondly remember the Christmas concerts and the spring programs. My parents, who loyally came to all my programs, and my older brothers too, got to hear all the songs twice. They were quite relieved that I chose to play Dawes while my brother played Longfellow. That made things more interesting for them, right, Mom and Dad? But seriously, you've helped your child through highs and lows across this journey. You've encouraged them through the disappointments and celebrated with them the successes. I have watched over the years the elation the parents felt when their child won an award at school, the Young Author, the Computer Fair, or the Speech Festival. I've also seen and felt the support that you, as parents, have quickly provided to your children when things didn't go their way. You've been proud to see us live up to Challenger's core values of individual thinking and independence, and become teenagers with our own beliefs, views, and ideas. Completing this journey while successfully handling Challenger's rigorous academic curriculum is no small feat. My friends and I are proud of our accomplishments, but we know that we couldn't have achieved what we did without your consistent help. I doff my hat in particular to the moms group on WhatsApp. My classmates and I are well aware of the many messages about tests, homeworks, and of course, the feverish minute-to-minute updates during our trips to Boston, Philly, and DC earlier this year. I have been at Challenger Berryessa for the last 10 years. The memories of this great institution will stay with me and my friends for the rest of our lives. The bonds that we've built, the life lessons we've learned, and the experiences we've had will forever be etched into our minds. To all the parents here today, we are grateful that you made it possible for us to have this amazing journey. I raise this cup of water as our toast to you for allowing us to say, with a lot of pride and nostalgia, Challenger, that's my school.